And gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube, and we have a special guest in the house tonight, Crypto Airborne. Thank you for coming on the show. I do appreciate you taking
Yeah,
time out of your busy day to be here.
sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. I think what we're going to do with this show is we will be going over Atom and Solana, and this will be discussing how high can these two coins actually get. Crypto Airborne, do you have any speculations on how high these things might actually get as far as Atom is concerned? We've seen a huge run up from $1 to $22 in the matter of 4 or 5 months with Atom. So it's kind of crazy time right now.
Yeah, so Cosmos Atom, I'm not really too familiar with it. I do know that the circulating supply here, it looks like there's about 278 million. Total supply, I'm not sure of. It shows infinite on CoinGecko. But with that low of a supply, I definitely could see it running up a lot higher. I know we hit, what did you say? I think we hit like
22.
22. Okay.
Or
Is
I'm
that an
sorry,
all-time high?
it hit 32. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
32? Okay.
32 for an all-time high.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like it's been around since at least 2019, but it never really took off until this past year. So it definitely looks like it's going to be going up, I think, especially if this is the second leg of this bull run.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I noticed right away is the possibility of a cup and handle formation. I mean, we almost have a perfect cup here. We can definitely see how we came down and maybe etched out a little inverse head and shoulders. So it would be interesting to see what happens next. And in fact, we can see a little handle design here. So this might just pop even upwards further with this pattern on the charts. Now, if we pulled a 2x from the all-time high, that would be putting us right around the $64 level. I think it would be possible based off the current supply and the fact that we've seen parabolic manipulation here to the upside, almost $10. So it wouldn't surprise me to see this thing rip at least up to this $52 range to $64 range at all. I do think that we may even be at the beginning of seeing some Elliott wave theory here to get us there, but that'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on it.
Yeah, and I have a new website that I'm going to that you guys should check out. It's called CoinMarketCal, CAL.com. And it kind of gives you like the upcoming events for whatever token it is. It has a list of things that are trending, what's being hot topic in social media, and so on and so forth. So I pulled up Cosmos, and it looks like on the 30th of September, staking derivatives is going to occur. So Staking derivatives is released and enabled staking and liquidity at the same time. Osmosis will release on the IBC with their AMM. The last 16% of blockchains will connect to the IBC. So that's Q3. And then I guess in Q4 this year, they have Bitcoin Bridge and shared security, which is big, which is the integration of the Bitcoin Bridge brings Bitcoin directly to the Cosmos Hub, allowing pooling and swapping on the Gravity DEX. Shared security will be released for a secure future of blockchain. So those two big events, that might be, catapulting it up for Q3 and potentially Q4, the interchain staking.
For sure. And you got to wonder, so we saw really this major rip from this $12, $13 level up to the $23 level within the last couple of weeks. Do you think this price action is pricing in that news? And do you think when the time comes, we will see the bottom kind of fall off?
What day did you say that was? Because I've got 30 September. Where would you think it would be at 30 September?
That is a good question. Well, I mean, we could definitely see Atom possibly pump by the 30th of September. I mean, man, the way it's been going,
Hmm.
I mean, this could retest this $32 all time high by September 30th. No problem, in my opinion. Possibly even higher.
Yeah, because if it's a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, and the charts align with the fundamentals, and 30 September they do staking derivatives, then I think we're going to go up. I think it'll keep pumping up.
Sure. Let's just run a little time sequence on this and see if there's any time sequence that shows up around the 30th of September. So here we have September. Here's one on something on the 20th, somewhere in there. Just want to make sure my lines are correct. Let's just go and throw this out here. We'll measure this swing low. Looks like maybe towards the end of September, we may in fact see something. There's really nothing too concerning, that'll pop up around September 30th, according to this Fibonacci time sequence. But that's not guaranteed 100% of the time, as we all know. But let's move on to the next coin and talk about Solana. Solana has made this incredible run
Yeah,
that everybody's been kind of talking about here. And we can definitely see how Solana does have some big potential. I'm going to just kind of zoom out here. We've got the floor here at 50 cents back in May. And I mean, who would have ever thought that this would take off like a rocket? But from here, we could even speculate that from this all-time high, Solana, I mean, if it 2x from here, we're looking at a $257 coin. The 161.8 level, very powerful Fibonacci level, $200. So for Solana to really move to the upside from here, I don't think it would be too hard. I'm trying to determine if this is some Elliott wave theory we are seeing here, but I'm not going to really get too technical into this. All I know is that there is a pretty clear Fibonacci channel that is showing the upward trend of Solana. And we can really see where we are at right now. This is the 61.8 level. This is the 78.6. And this would be the 100% level somewhere up here. So if Solana maybe trades sideways or decides to continue on its upward rant, definitely would expect somewhere in the 170s to, oh man, maybe the 200s before bad actors start selling off and shorting this thing. That is incredible to think of. Of course, we have the upside here. Do you have any opinions on Solana? What's going on?
No, I pulled up the that website again just to see like what news is coming up, if there's anything big. I do know it does have a pretty small circulating supply. There's about 290 million of it. But the max supply, it looks like there's 488 million total. What did I see? Events coming up. They have on the 15th of October, Flux launches Solana and Tron on October 15th, 2029. So that must be, I don't even know what Flux is, if it's an exchange or something. And then something about Token 2049 Hong Kong. So I think that's some type of event they're going to. So it doesn't seem like there's that much big news going on, but I know recently, looking at this website, that they said some past news that happened on, was it the 25th of August? Solana-based data oracle Python network is going live. So Python network's a decentralized cross-chain data oracle built on Solana, which went live on August 26th. So did something happen on August 26th leading up to that? In other words,
Let's check.
the Python network launched on Solana's mainnet.
Yeah, so
that seemed to be a significant event too that might have triggered something.
we had some pretty decent price action. You said around the 26th?
Yeah, that's when it went live.
Okay, and that's when it went from 70 all the way up to 130.
There you go. So that must have been something big.
Yep. So that is interesting. Now we've kind of talked to the upside here, but let's just talk to the downside because I think it is important to you know, talk about where this thing could head if we see this thing retrace, because this is such a huge run up, really over the last year. And let's just take a peek at the weekly chart. Oh man, we can definitely see. We got the MACD going nuts. RSI is way out there, way overbought. So it wouldn't surprise me though to see this thing keep running.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, so here's the other thing to keep in mind. So everybody knows about Elliott wave theory, and we could be seeing the end come to a near with Solana. This is a textbook example of Elliott wave theory. 0.2 to 3 is not the shortest wave, and we just kind of see the tip up here. Obviously, this may not be the top here, but it very well could be. Usually we don't see price action move much higher than 0.3. So that's interesting to see this play out in this pattern on a multi-year chart. So that's very interesting to me. Obviously, though, if we look at when this house of cards falls, that is going to be very important to know where we kind of bounce around. Now, you said this was what kind of market cap are we talking?
It was
300 mil, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah,
250.
yeah.
Oh, no worries. I think I got it here. Yeah. So
Circulating 290.
Yep. Okay. So that's interesting, and this has got a $31 billion market cap. So, wow.
Another thing I wanted to throw out there about Solana, where I was trying to pull up the chart, that 48% of the people invested, or the supply that holds Solana, are from early investors.
Interesting.
So, like, people that kind of already knew it was going to blow up type of thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'm trying to find it, but it was something like 48% of the supply is like from early investors, and they still hold it.
That's incredible.
Before like the community actually heard about it and was able to buy in. So, or I don't know if this could be like a run up, like the Voyager token ran up to $7 earlier this year, and then it just came crashing down because this thing seemed to jump up so fast. But it all depends. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. If we do start seeing Solana, from this price point here of $111, somewhere in there, if we do see that this thing starts kind of retracing, it's going to meet some support resistance at this $99.50 level, the $80 level, and then the $65 level. If it gets all the way down to the 61.8 at this $50 level, you better hope that this thing is able to hang on, because it almost kind of looks like we have maybe a possible head and shoulders pattern that could be playing out here. So something to think about. But, obviously if things get really bad, and I'm not trying to be the scary guy, this $15 mark would hurt. No question about that. It's possible to get down there. Not saying it's gonna, but we must look at everything. So, well, I think this kind of wraps up today's show. We just wanted to do a quickie on a couple coins that we haven't really gotten much exposure around as far as chart reading and stuff like that goes. So we do thank you for being on the show. Thank you, Crypto Airborne, for coming on and hosting this. We will throw a link in the description, and I will pin it in the comments for him to hopefully earn your subscription. So subscribe to Crypto Airborne and like the video. We'll catch you guys later.